Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBayCrochet.com, and I want to welcome you to video number 3 of the Basketweave Diamond Throw. Okay, we have worked at this point up to row number 73, and this is what it should look across. You should have all these various stitches here, and we are working on this end. Okay, now we are going to begin the center basket weave diamond pattern. This is the center motif, and the first thing I need to tell you is you need to change to a smaller hook. No matter what size you chose for your gauge hook, I was using a size J or 10 or 6.00 millimeter. I'm going to change down one size to a size I, which is a 9 or 5.5 millimeter. Now if you're using different yarn types, different thicknesses, you just want to go one size down from what you're using. And the reason for this is we're going to be working a lot of half double crochets as well as front post, back post double crochets, and they tend to be a bit wider. So in order to counter that, we're going to go ahead and just change the hook size. That brings me to another thing I wanted to mention. Some of you may notice that the end is not perfectly even. Perhaps the panels that don't have all the cabling, maybe just a tad bit wider, maybe even a 1/4 of an inch wider on each end. I just want to tell you, don't worry about that. When we do the finishing touches on this, we're going to put a perimeter around it, and by the time we do the borders on both ends, you won't notice anything like that. It will kind of even out in the end. Okay? Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take you step by step through these rows, just knowing that this is the section, if you're going to get tripped up, this is where it's going to happen. It's really easy to skip stitches, so I'm going to go ahead and do this up close with you. Okay, now we're ready to begin rows 74 and 75, which are worked the same. I'm going to read the pattern, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to change this or just alter it slightly. It says to chain 2, so I've gone ahead and I've chained 2. And then it says this counts as the first half double crochet here and throughout. I'm going to beg to differ with that just a little bit, and if you would stick with me, I'll explain why. The instructions are to skip the first stitch and then to half double crochet in each stitch across and turn. I'm going to change that slightly, and this is how. I'm going to have you half double crochet in that first stitch, okay, and all the way across. And I am not going to include this chain 2 as a half double crochet. I'm afraid that would be a little bit confusing to folks, so go ahead and work that first stitch and all the way across. I believe this is an error in the original pattern, and let me explain that. If you always skip the first stitch and you do not work in the turning chain, and there are no instructions to work in the turning chain, you're going to lose a stitch every row that you work it according to the specific directions. So I'm just trying to help maintain the constant stitch count. So for row 73 and 74, go ahead and work the half double crochet. Let me go ahead, and just in the event that there's somebody out there that has never worked a half double crochet before, I'm going to do a quickie tutorial. You wrap the hook, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook, just like you would a double crochet, but the difference is you wrap your hook and you pull through all 3. So this is the stitch that's kind of halfway between. It's a little bit taller than the single crochet, but it's not quite as tall as a double crochet. It's just right in between there. So go ahead and work that all the way across the row. Do not work the turning chain. And then after you're finished with that row, go ahead and work row 74, which is the same thing. Work in the first stitch and work in every stitch all the way across. Okay, just for the record, I'm going to go ahead and show you the end of the row. I'm just going to work the last stitch, the last half double crochet in that last stitch of the row. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 2, turn, and I'm going to work the next row, which is row number 75. Just working in the first stitch. Again, we're not following the directions to the letter in this case. We're just going to work half double crochets all the way across the row. Okay, now we're ready to begin row number 76. This is the row that's going to begin the diamond, the basket weave diamond pattern. Okay, now the instructions were to chain 2 and then to skip the first stitch. I'm going to make a slight alteration here. I am not going to skip the first stitch. I'm going to crochet in the first stitch. Therefore, I'm going to have 12 stitches on this end and 12 stitches on the other end of this row once I finish. So if you want to make that change in the written pattern, go ahead, if that will help you to remember what you've done with the numbers here. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because if you skip the first stitch and then you don't crochet in the turning chain of the last, at the end of the row, then you're going to be losing a stitch which each count. Now this was an oversight when this pattern was written on my end, and also it's an oversight on the editing of it as well, and I apologize. We are human. We do the best we can. There's a lot of deep math in these designs, which is one reason why I can't always accommodate everybody's redesign on wanting to make it longer, wider, whatever. There is a lot of math involved, and it does take a lot of time. But anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to start by using a half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. Okay, and I am starting in the very first stitch. So go ahead and do those 12 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're going to do 12, not 11. Okay. Now we're going to work 3 front post double crochets. Now before I do this, let me say this. I'm going to say it a couple times, a couple different ways. We want to be careful that we don't use the same stitches twice. It'd be real easy for me to dip down and make this my front post when in a sense I've already used that stitch, and that would be adding to the numbers, and this is the section that we don't want to mess up on the numbers too much, and I hope my alterations are not going to confuse you. If you just follow with me, I think you'll be fine. So we want to do these 3 stitches with front post double crochets. You should be real good at this since we've done so much basket weave. Okay, now this is where errors are going to occur. Now I need to crochet a half double crochet in the next 18 stitches. This is going to be the room in between our big diamonds. So now the first thing, if we crochet in this stitch, which is actually the same stitch we crocheted here, we'd be adding. So we want to make sure that we're not double dipping. We're not using the same stitch twice. So I'm going to make sure I go to the next stitch here. Do you see that? How easy it would be to make a mistake there? But make sure that we don't do that. So we're going to crochet in the next 18 stitches. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, I think I've crocheted 18 stitches, but since this is the foundational row on making our basket weave diamond, I'm going to just double check, and it'd be a good idea for you to do that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're good to go. So that is going to be your repeat all the way across this row. We're going to work 3 front post double crochets, and then we're going to follow that with half double crochets in the next 18 stitches, being careful that we don't crochet in the same stitch twice. Okay, let me just show you that again. It does look like there's a hole. It looks like you skipped a stitch, but trust me, that's going to be taken care of with the next rows. That was part of this stitch here. Okay, so 18 stitches, and then I'll do 3 more front post double crochets. Go ahead and work that all the way across, and at the end you'll work 12 stitches at the end, and I will show you that section. So I went ahead and I've worked this all the way to the end, and I do have 12 stitches on the end. That way both ends are going to be symmetrical. Now we're ready to begin row 77. We're going to chain 2, and it says to skip the first stitch. Again, we're not doing that. Okay, and I'm going to have you change the number. It says half double crochet in the next 10 stitches. Change that to a 12. We're going to crochet in the first 12 stitches. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so after I crocheted the first 12 stitches, half double crochets, that should bring me to the back post stitches that I worked from the previous row. So we're going to work 3 back post double crochets over those 3 stitches,
Okay, and you guessed it, after that we're going to work 18 half double crochets. Again, make sure that we're not working in this stitch because that's part of the previous stitch we've just worked. So 18 half double crochets. I'll go ahead and finish those. After working those 18 stitches, that brings us to the next section, the beginning of another diamond. So we do 3 back post double crochets there. 1, 2, 3, and then we begin. Again, careful not to put any extra stitches here. 18 half double crochets, or 1 half double crochet in the next 18 stitches. So go ahead and work that pattern all the way across. 3 back post double crochets, and make sure you're working over the previous front post double crochets, and then 18 half double crochets in between. And then at the very end, you're going to have 12 stitches at the end of the row. Okay, that brings us now to row 78. We're going to chain 2. Again, we're not skipping the first stitch. We're going to use the first stitch, and we're going to half double crochet in the next 9 stitches. The pattern says 8. Remember, we are using that first stitch, so we're going to do 9. So half double crochet in the first 9 stitches. And you should be 3 stitches away from the post stitches. And we go ahead and we repeat the pattern again. 3 front post double crochets, and then where you had the post stitches already, we're going to work 3 back post double crochets. And then 3 more front post double crochets. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that. Next step is going to be to work 12 half double crochets, and then I should come to the next diamond. So go ahead and work that all the way across. Just one more time for repeat. 3 front post double crochets, 3 back post double crochets in the stitches, the post stitches that we've already established from previous rows, and then 3 front post double crochets, and then you're going to work 12 half double crochets. Go ahead and do that to the end. At the end of the row, you should have 9 half double crochets in the last 9 stitches. Okay, the pattern does say 8. We're changing that to a 9, and this way everything stays symmetrical. Okay, let's go ahead and try the next row. Okay, now we are going to begin row 79. Going to chain 2, and we're not skipping that first stitch. Remember, we're working in the first stitch. We're going to half double crochet in the first 9 stitches. The original number was a 7. Again, that was not correct. We're going to go ahead and crochet in the first 9 stitches. Once you finish those 9 stitches, that should bring you to where the diamonds begin with those post stitches. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work 3 back post double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and you guessed it, 3 back post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then we work the 12 half double crochets in between. So go ahead and work that all the way across. Once you get to the diamond part, we're going to do 3 back post double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, 3 back post double crochet, and then 12 half double crochet. So go ahead and do that all the way across. Okay, now we're ready to start row 80. We begin with a chain 2, and we are going to work in the first stitch again. We're not going to skip the first stitch, and we're going to half double crochet in the first 6 stitches. The pattern does say 5, but remember we've added 1, so we're changing that to a 6. So that's 5 and 6. I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you'll know you're in the right place if you have 3 stitches before the basket weave stitches begin. Okay, now we're going to widen our diamond by 3 more stitches. We're going to work 3 front post double crochets, okay, now we're going to work 3 back post double crochets. Do make sure that you're not working half double crochets, but double crochets, back post double crochets, okay? And then we're going to work 3 front post double crochets, and 3 back post double crochets, now we're going to add 3 more. These are working over the half post, or the half double crochets. We're going to do 3 front post double crochets. Okay, so we are alternating. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. Now we have the full width of the diamond right now. Of course, we've just begun these on the end, but we are actually nearing the halfway point on this diamond section. So after you do that, let's read the instructions. We are going to half double crochet in the next 6 stitches before we do these basket weave stitches again. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Let's remember, we're not putting one here because that's part of that. I know I'm being very redundant, but sometimes, well, I need people to be redundant sometimes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we've done 6 half doubles. Now we've come to 3 stitches away from our basket weave again, so it's time to do 3 front post double crochets, three back post double crochets. We're just alternating like as if we're doing the basket weave stitch at this point. Now we do 3 front post. Let's get the cat hair out of the way. Okay, 3 front post double crochets, and 3 back post double crochets, and now we're going to do 3 front post double crochets over 3 of the half doubles as we expand our basket weave diamond. Okay, so we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alternating sections there for this, and then we work our 6 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that is the repeat for row 80. Go ahead and finish that row. At the end of row 80, we should have 6 half double crochets at the end. So let's go ahead on to row 81. Starting in row 82, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to half double crochet in the first 6 stitches. The pattern does say 4, that is incorrect. It should be 6. Okay, so let's double check to make sure we have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're going to back post around the next 3 stitches. This should have brought you right up to where the basket weave stitches or the post stitches are. Okay, after the 3 back post, we're going to do 3 front post. Then we're going to do 3 more back post double crochets. And then 3 more front post double crochets. We're doing a total of 15 of these basket weave stitches at this point in our diamond. Then we do 3 back post double crochets. Whoops, I've just run out of yarn. Let me go get some more. Now that I've run out of yarn, I should take this time to show you how I connect. I do connect mid-row. I do not necessarily wait for the end. I just don't like wasting that much yarn. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 strands. You've probably already done this, and I just make a knot together. Give it a good tug. Make sure you leave a nice, 4 or 5 inches so that you can hide this later. And as we do these stitches, I am actually working with the back front facing me. So I'm going to have this knot face me as I work it in. I went ahead and pulled out a stitch, so I'll go ahead and put that back in. And when we finish this afghan, I will, show you how I, work in. Whoops, let's try that again. I'm going to pull out a couple of stitches because I didn't like the way that was working in. Okay, so that's better. So I'm going to put this knot on this side so that it will be woven in to the back rather well, and it won't be shown from the front. Okay, so let's check to make sure we have the right amount of stitches now that we had that interruption. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, we're good. So let's continue on with our 6 half double crochets. And we're just going to repeat what we just did. We're going to do 3 back post double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, 3 back post double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, 3 back post double crochet, and then 6 half double crochets across that section. So go ahead and finish out the row, and at the very end you should have 6 half double crochets once you get to the other end of your row. At the end of row 81, we end by working 6 half double crochets in the last 6 stitches. Now for rows 82 and 83, the instructions say to repeat rows 78 and 79. So let's go ahead and chain 2. We're repeating 78 right now. We're going to half double crochet in 9 stitches. Remember, we blocked out that other number, the 8, and we changed that to a 9. Okay, let me show you. We've done 6 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now for 7, 8, and 9, we're going to be working a half double crochet in 3 of the post stitches. We're shrinking our diamond for these 2 rows. Okay, now for row, after we do that, we are going to back post double crochet around the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work a front post double crochet around the next 3 stitches, and then we're going to do 3 back post double crochets, and then 3 front post double crochets. Oh, wait a minute. I'm glad I did that because that would be a mistake. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we've come to the last 3 post stitches, and we're going to work half double crochets on those 3 stitches. Okay, so let's not make the mistake that I almost did. I just almost went just crocheting along there and forgot to stop. So I'm glad I did that so I can show you that, yeah, I do that too. And let's see what the pattern says. Okay, we're going to be using half double crochet in the next 12 stitches. So we've already done the first 3. That would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last 3 are going to be, again, should be on post stitches that were basket weave, and we're just going back to half double crochet. Okay, and just so I'm not confusing anybody, I'm going to go ahead and repeat this one more time. And we're going to do 3 back post double crochet, and then we're going to do 3 front post double crochet, followed by 3 more back post double crochet. You're only working a total of 9 of the post stitches for this row for these diamonds. Now we get to the last 3 of the post stitches. Make sure we work half double crochet on those 3, because that's part of the 12 half double crochets that we're going to be working. So let me go ahead, let's look at this again. So when we come to our diamond, we're going to half double crochet in the first 3, then we do 3 back post, 3 front post, 3 back post, and then for the last 3 that would have been post stitches, we start our 12 half double crochets until we get to the next diamond. And of course, the first of the 3 post stitches are going to be half doubles of the next diamond. So the diamond is starting to shrink. I know it might be kind of hard to see that with this darker colored yarn, but I think maybe you can. So we're about at the halfway, or a little bit past the halfway point. Actually past the halfway point. So go ahead and finish row 78. Actually, it's a repeat of row 78. It's actually row 82. Okay, we end row 82 by working half double crochets in the last 3 post stitches of that diamond and to the end. So that's going to be a total of 9 half double crochets. Let me go ahead and finish this, and I will double check that number just to verify for you. So far, each end is symmetrical if you're following the new numbering system that I'm giving you. Okay, so let's double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 half double crochets at the end of 82, which is a repeat of 78. For row 83, it's a repeat of row 79. So let's take a look at 79. It says chain 2, and we're going to half double crochet in the first 9 stitches. So let's go ahead and do those 9 half double crochets. Okay, after those 9 half double crochets, we're going to work 3 back post double crochets, and 3 front post double crochets, and then 3 more back post double crochets. Okay, and we're going to work 12 half double crochets in between the diamonds. So I'll go ahead and work those. So just as a review, when you get to the diamond, you'll work 3 back posts. We are reversing the basket weave pattern this time. 3 back post double crochet, 3 front post double crochet, 3 back post double crochet, and then you'll work 12 half doubles in between the diamonds. So go ahead and work that all the way across. Okay, row number 83 ends by working 9 half double crochets in the remaining stitches. Okay, let's go on to rows 84 and 85. 84 and 85 are going to be a repeat of rows 76 and 77. We are it seems like we're going backwards, but we're really not. So let's take a look at row 76. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. So I'll go ahead and do these 12 stitches. Okay, for rows 84 and 85, please repeat rows 78 and 79. Even though the pattern says different numbers, you need to repeat rows 78 and 79 again, and that's going to be by working 9 half double crochet, and I think that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to work 3 front post double crochet, and then we're going to work 3 back post double crochet, and then we're going to work 3 more front post double crochet. And just like we did a couple rows ago, we're going to have 12 half double crochets in between. So go ahead and do this row. Just as a review, I'll do this one more time. When you get to the diamond, you're going to have 3 front post double crochets, then 3 back post doubles, then 3 front post double crochets, and then you're going to work 12 half double crochets in between the diamonds. So go ahead and work that to the end. The second repeat of row 78 also ends with 9 half double crochet. We begin row 79 again with chain 2, and we're going to half double crochet in each of the first 9 stitches. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is the repeat that we're going to do across the row. 3 back post double crochets, followed by 3 front post double crochets, and then 3 back post double crochets. Then after that, we're going to work 12 half double crochets until we get to the next diamond. So go ahead and work this all the way across. Now this row is worked with the back side facing, just in case you're wondering. And this second repeat of row 79 also ends with 9 half double crochets in the last 9 stitches, or I should say 1 in each of the last 9 stitches, just to be clear. Okay, so now we're ready to go on to rows 88 and 89, which are going to be repeats of rows 76 and 77. We're going to be eliminating some of those back posts again. So row 76, we're going to half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we come to the post stitches and we just crochet in through the tops. 10, 11, 12. Okay, now for the next 3, we're going to reverse the basket weave again. We are going to work 3 front post double crochets, and this should be very similar to the way we started. This is the center post, as it were. Okay, and then after that we are going to work in the tops of the next 3 stitches so that we can do our stitches, 18 stitches across. Okay, after I've worked 15 half double crochets, I'm going to work the last 3 on the 3 post stitches of the next diamond. So this will be stitch number 16, 17, and 18. Okay, then after that I'm going to work 3 front post double crochet. 1, 2, 3, because we're getting to the end of our diamond. Let me pull back and show you the full view of what we're doing here. So this is just, we have the 3 that are left at the top. Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to crochet in the tops of this post all the way across here, and then into 3 post stitches here. That would be 18 stitches, and then I'm going to work 3 front post double crochet. So go ahead and do that all the way across. Okay, we're at the end of row 86, which is a repeat of row 76, and you simply finish this row by working 12 half double crochets, 1 in each of the last 12 stitches. Okay, we're going to chain 2, turn, and this is going to be the last row that we work of the basket weave diamond. Okay, it's going to be a repeat of row 77, and for that we are going to half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. After working the 12 half double crochets, we come to the last part of our diamond, and all you're going to do is 3 back post double crochets. Okay, after that we are going to work 18 half double crochets. So just for review, when you get to the part of the diamond, you just work 3 back post double crochets, and then you work 18 half double crochets until you get to the next diamond, which you will work again this 3 back post double crochets. So go ahead and do that all the way across. When you get to the end, you will work 12 half double crochets at the end. So to finish out row 87, which is a repeat of row 77, you simply crochet 12 half double crochets. Okay, now for the next 2 rows, this would be rows 88 and 89. We are going to chain 2, turn, and we are simply going to work half double crochets in each stitch across. So we are done with the basket weave diamond portion. So now we're just filling in with these 2 rows, and then we will be done with this section. So go ahead and work 2 rows of the half double crochet. Okay, now that we've finished, I wanted to show you how the basket weave diamond is coming out. Okay, so we are finished with the central motif section, and so we are done through rows 89. In the next video, we are going to do some more familiar stitches that you've already done. So I will join you then. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.